Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick, and I will be flying solo today to break down this big Bulls victory over the Brooklyn Nets. But real quick, before I get into that, the early 2010 vibes are back. The bench mob returns, very apparent from that victory, with guys like Alex Caruso, Kobe White, Javonte Green, Derrick Jones Jr., and of course, our Chicago kid, Io DeSumo. Head over to benchmob.com to get your benchmob shirts, wristbands, and more. Use code JAY20. That's JAY20 for 20% off your order. Portion of all the sales go to the Quiet Storm Foundation. That is CJ Watson, former benchmob players foundation. Now, let's get into that huge victory over the Brooklyn Nets. Tony is not with me tonight. He unfortunately has to cover that Bears loss. So our thoughts are with him. I get to keep it positive and talk about our huge victory for the Chicago Bulls, the light of Chicago right now, over the Brooklyn Nets. Now that snapped Brooklyn's 5-game winning streak, hopefully getting the Bulls themselves back on track here. They're officially 7-3 through the first 10 games of this new look Bulls season. So I would say we're off to a pretty good start. Not all teams can say the same. So we got to appreciate it where we can get it here, Chicago. I love this team. I think everyone does. There's no really need to elaborate there. Now, we'll say they will spike your heart rate a little bit. We finally got off to a good start in the first quarter, which has not been the case so far this season. So that was awesome to see. And then, of course, we get into, a little bit of sloppy play in the second quarter, not getting back on defense. There's not a whole lot you can do, obviously, about Kevin Durant, the 7-footer that can pull up over anyone. You can be playing extremely good defense, and he will still get his shots off. That's just the fact of the matter when you're one of the best players, if not the best player in the world, right? But if I were Billy Donovan, I'm thinking, okay, why are we leaving Joe Harris on the Nets open, one of the best three-point shooters in the league in terms of consistency? You shouldn't be leaving anyone open in the NBA, but and some of it was just not getting back on defense. Those things, that's what kind of let Brooklyn kind of stay in this game for a little while here. And like I said, obviously Kevin Durant had a great night. Not going to do much about him. That is my first takeaway. Second takeaway, Vooch may have turned the corner. Let's hope that he has, folks. Absolutely brutal slump. You almost got to feel bad for the guy. I know I do, just like missing wide open layups. And you got LaMarcus Aldridge on the other end who he's guarding, who seemed like he couldn't miss a bucket there for a minute. So I think, the confidence level has taken a toll at this point. There needs to be another word for this. This isn't just a slump, but our boy, Nikola Vucevic, despite going making, I believe he only had made one field goal through the third quarter. He continues to hit these big shots in the fourth quarter. We were going on a run. We weren't shooting well from three the whole entire game. Fourth quarter, we got hot at the right time. Obviously, Io was a big spark there. I'll talk about him in a second. But it feels like Vooch is always still, despite shooting very poorly over the course of the game, he'll still hit those big fourth quarter shots. And that's what we need at the end of the day. We have other guys that can finish the game. We have DeRozan, we have Levine. So that was huge, though, I think, for his confidence as well, hitting that top of the circle 3-pointer. That's huge. That was electric. And speaking of electric, Io, he's got the heart of Chicago right now. Even Zach LaVine joined him on the standing ovation when he was going out. I mean, just hearing the Madhouse just absolutely roaring for him. I'd be pressed to say I've heard the Madhouse like that. Now, I wasn't there in person, but just in terms of my viewing experience, I haven't heard anything like that since Derrick Rose. So Io really continuing to make a push for not only getting minutes on this team, but being a big part of this team and their success. So that is awesome. You got to love that. It's a good story, no matter Bulls fan or not. And then number 4, this isn't as much about the game, but more about looking ahead We got Kobe White. He has been cleared to practice. I've seen that he is even getting in there for some contact, so he is playing some real scrimmages. Sounds like he's really easing back, doing well with his injury progress. So Tony and I will get into this here, I'm sure, more this week. I'd love to debate about this, but this is going to be tough, man. We got Io, who is playing out of his mind. He had a season high 15 last night, but we have a very strong talent and great player in Kobe White coming back, kind of battling for that backup point guard position. So I think the minutes will start to get interesting again. So that's something I'm looking forward to as we go forward here. But like I said, tough schedule, huge win though over one of the best teams in the NBA. Shows that the Bulls are for real, man. They are for real. So let's go Bulls. Keep seeing red. That'll do it for this edition of Just Another Year Chicago. I'm your host, Nick. Tony will be back with us on the next one. And thank you for joining.